In this tutorial, we'll learn how to create a dynamic nested calculation in Oracle Fusion Data Intelligence, or FDI. As a business user, I want to determine what the internal mobility rate is for my organization. To help me find the answer, I will need to create two calculations, one of which will be a nested or referenced calculation. To streamline this, I will reference the first calculation by name within the second calculation, eliminating the need to type the full expression for the referenced calculation. I will begin in a workbook using the pre-built HCM Workforce Course subject area. I'll right-click My Calculations and choose Create Calculation. The first calculation I'm going to create helps me find how many employees are eligible for internal transfers. The criteria that I'm using to determine eligibility for internal transfer is 12 months or more of service. I'll name it Eligible for Internal Transfer. I'll enter a brief optional description. Then I'll build the expression to count the number of employees, if the employee's months of service is greater than or equal to 12. Then I'll click Validate to check if my syntax is correct. Once the calculation is validated, I'll click Save. This will become my nested calculation. Now I want to create another calculation to find the percentage of eligible employees that have completed an internal transfer. I'll right-click my calculations and choose Create Calculation. I'll name this Internal Mobility Rate and add a brief description. Then, in the expression editor, I'll begin typing the name of the transfer count measure and select it from the suggestions. I can use the provided operators or manually type the division symbol. I'll begin typing the name of my first calculation, eligible for internal transfer, before selecting it from the suggestions. I'll validate my syntax and then click Save. Now that I have my calculation, I'll create a simple visualization to display the answer to my question. I'll drag the internal mobility rate calculation to the canvas. Then I can drag person identifier or person number to the category. Finally, I'll change this value to display as a percentage of the total number of employees. I'll choose Properties, then I'll select the Values icon. For the number format, I'll select Auto and then %. As a result of the nested calculation, I now know the internal mobility rate is 1.86% for my organization. Whenever the reference calculation gets updated or the values change, that value change is also reflected in this new calculation. In this tutorial, we successfully referenced a calculation by name instead of expression to efficiently create a nested calculation. Find additional videos and more resources on using Fusion Data Intelligence resources in the links below.